a sequence, then the install didn't go right.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm talking 3 out of 18 people that had trouble. So the majority went right through it and had a site built. Pretty simple.
Yeah. That's that. I mean, it's super exciting what's happening with all of this at the moment. And I'm just seeing why that didn't auto start our I don't know if has anyone had any notifications for Facebook saying that we're live? I'll just check on one of the pages a minute.
Are you in the Inner Circle group also?
Let's have a look.
Yeah, I got the notification.
We're not live yet, so we go to enable these a minute. On live.
We're officially live in the Inner Circle group.
Are we there? Are we?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
brilliant! Hello, Facebookers. Wasn't sure if we were live. Our systems didn't tell me, so that's good. And so those that want to come in, it's the banner above me, dfimagicthemes.com/live. We're only going to be on the Facebook channels for a little while, just so we can get people in on here. We're here for sort of a general chat, and there's some people in here who are DFYers. They've come in and they've started building out the systems. So we just thought we'd pop on for a little while and just invite you guys. If you want to come over, it's all done in StreamYard. So it's not StreamYard, sorry, Zoom. I'm getting used to all the new platforms tonight. So yeah, so do pop over, and in about 10 minutes we're going to say goodbye to people on Facebook and YouTube and leave the stream, and you can then come on over in your own time. So, and thank you guys for joining the audience. I know some other people will join a bit later because they have various commitments on, and we'll go on for at least the next hour having a chat about how things are going and what have you. So so it's super exciting. How's everyone's week been? Who wants to start with, not necessarily with what we've been doing with the themes, but just generally, you guys had a good week?
I'll nominate him.
It was all at once, so I should have asked one at a time. How about you, Don? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Been busy trying to get my my wife's ecom website up, and doing this on the side, and working 8 hours a day for the man.
You know, that's something that we do a lot of. It's working very long hours. You know, there's people in all walks of life, and people who've got full-time jobs, mums that work from home, you know, and I always say life gets in the way, and it really does get in the way sometimes with what you're doing. And so, you know, we get it, and that's why we're setting up this live for you, so people can just come in who, if you work for yourself and just want to pop in and say hello. It doesn't have to be about anything particular. You don't have to ask questions. It's just a sort of a family in a way of people coming in to have a chat about all sorts of things on here, and support one another. And so, as Don just said, you know, he's trying to get an ecom site set up for his wife. I know what's involved with setting up one of those. It's quite a task in itself. And so, and then you're trying to juggle other things, family life and your own work. So, you know, it's things like that. How are you doing, Lynn?
I'm fine, thank you, Steve.
Yeah, you had a good week?
I did, very busy. Work.
Yeah.
As well.
You're doing a full-time job as well as the DFY stuff, aren't you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going into the office tomorrow because my work laptop decided to stop working on Friday, so I have to go in tomorrow.
Oh no.
Another one.
Oh no. Yeah. That's bad. How you doing, Henry?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, you had a good week?
Yeah, no complaints.
Are you juggling all sorts? I bet you're doing tons of work.
I work 50 hours for the man.
Mm.
So there's that and there's this.
Yeah, but the thing is, yeah, we all put long hours in, but the end goal with this thing is really to get to a point where you can reduce those hours and you can take an easier life. You know, no one teaches you in the iron world, and I've done all sorts of things in my time. I've tried being an affiliate. I've tried selling products, you know, and it hasn't always gone right for me. You know, I put my hands up and I go, I've had failures on the way and I've had successes. But you learn by the failures, and the successes are the ones you really focus on to help everybody else. And that's what this is all about at the end of the day, is helping everyone grow together. How you doing, Dave? You got to unmute yourself, I think.
Yeah, I was moving my mouse around. I'm doing great. You know, lots of engagement, having a good time. I don't work for the man. I work for the customer.
Yeah.
And you know, juggling everything going on there, and what I'm doing here to put together a mass page site. I'm having a blast.
Awesome. That's what we want to hear. And Henry, I was just going to say that, you know, right after we did the contest, I was going to say that sometimes when people don't have the skin in the game, that it doesn't mean as much to them. But you stepped up right away, and you started working this program. And I watched you just put in the comment in the group that your site's up.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have entered that contest if I wasn't going to keep going. So yeah, absolutely.
But
And I had to wait till today because I needed my computer because of downloading files and stuff.
Right.
Everything else up until that I did on my phone.
Right.
Do you know something, right? In life, normally when someone buys an IM product, 80% of people do not take action. 20% of people do. I was impressed tonight to get a message from Robert going, 85% of people in the group have taken action. Right, so 15% of people are unknown. Now that doesn't mean they haven't taken action. That may, you know, I always say life gets in the way. They're trying to catch up, you know, and we know that 15% is going to catch up. So I asked, you know, I said to Robert the other day, I said, do you think all 100% will get 100% success rate in the founders group? He went absolutely yes, and I'm not sure because I've, you know, so I'm hoping that everyone's going to prove me wrong on that, and you know, and so far, I mean, all the people going done. It's like wow, you know.
I'm counting on it because there's going to be a special unannounced bonus if we hit 100%. I'm counting on it because it's a whole different thing to say, you know, 85% of them built a website versus saying 100% built their website in a short period of time. I can't say what the period of time is yet because we're not there yet, but that's what I'm after. That's my personal goal, is to make sure no one gets left behind and everybody gets through the build. And, you know, like Stephen said before, when we started this, we said the build was going to be, that's what we were promising, to get the build done. And then we advanced it and we took it to not only A to Z of the build, we took it beyond that now for Lead Simplify setup, for the rest of it, so to speak, to make sure that you have the rest of the engagement on the internet to help support your sites. And we want to take it all the way to that level. You know, let me just say this for transparency, guys. Your website will never be done 100%. You're always going to be working on them. You're always going to be adding to them. They're a living, breathing entity. And if you just put them out there and never touch them again, you do have a chance, because MPP has that auto spin feature, that it's making it look like there's always stuff going on, which is fantastic. But if you just totally abandon them, they might not do as well. But if you constantly are sending signals to Google that it's a good site, it's getting traffic, it's building, that's what we got to do.
In a minute, we'll say hello to Susan and Colin, but I just wanted to state to you guys, I mentioned on the live tonight about Yive sites. And the thing with Yive sites that you have to understand, I always say to people, live by your means, right? So it's $197 for unlimited sites, and I'm going to be doing training on it. The bonus with it, Mike Martin mentions a lot about building single niche PBNs, and you need to be able to build these out very quickly. Now, Yive sites give you the hosting, they give you the platform, and you can very easily build out lots of sites very quickly. But the key to remember with this is that there's a bit of setting up with it, tweaking and organizing it to set up PBNs. But their service does not work with Magic Page plugin. So you can't just add it to their, it's not a WordPress based service. And that's why we've done with the DFY themes, an easy install for people to have a ready built site, and set all this up in the right way. Then if you are after single niche PBNs, that's where then you can get the special. But if you can't afford it, please don't buy it, because I don't want people spending money for the sake of it because you can't afford it. There'll be other deals with them in the future. There always is. Not necessarily the unlimited version. There may be like, a 100 site version. And that's why, I pushed out leadgenmagic.com/yive to show people that product. And once we've got through the easy training for DFI Magic themes, and everyone's at the same place and everyone understands, and they've got the training in the members area, which will be added as well to where the themes are. Once all that's all set up and you founders are all happy, then I'm going to lead on into the training to do with Yive sites and how I'm going to use it. And if it means that there's not an option, at the time for unlimited sites that they got at the moment, there'll be a monthly offer instead anyway. So you can always sign up for that at a later time. But there's so many products out there and so many training sessions and all this, that, and the other, that we always say with what we are doing in DFI themes, the things you need for the moment is Magic Page plugin and the themes we're supplying. Lead Simplify, which we're going to go into the training some point near the end of next week, maybe midweek, is going to be a product to help you automate all your calls, your forms. Now, if you can't afford it, don't go getting it straight away. There's other ways you can use these themes to add your own form to it and a customer's phone number. And we'll show you that as well. So there's two options there, which is super exciting. But how are you doing, Susan? All right?
Yep, doing great. Sorry, I'm sitting here in my pajamas and eating my breakfast.
Don't worry.
I'll be starting work soon.
I know, that's perfectly fine. You had a good week.
I did. I was very happy with the way things progressed with getting the site up, and really appreciated the help that you did for me, Stephen.
What happened there, and there'll be a video going out Monday or Tuesday, was there's one little step you missed, and that was clicking on Install Cadence Starter Templates. If you clicked on that, that would have installed that plugin, and then the theme would have installed. It's easy to miss, and this is so this is why that sometimes as well comments get put in the group about various stuff, and I say to people, take comments from other people as a pinch of salt, not to be nasty to them, but sometimes someone can put something and say, I did this, and this didn't work, and you say, well, actually, because you did that didn't work. Right, a good, and I won't name names, but like if you minify your plugin in Magic Page plugin, right, before you've installed the theme, it won't work, right? And we're going to go into minifying and all that stuff later in the training.
I actually did that. That was the mistake I made, and then I uninstalled and reinstalled everything, and didn't do it that time. It was just that page came up. In Magic Page plugin the settings.
So if we don't show something, don't do it. Don't click in it. Do the steps we're showing you, the A to Z, right? And I always say, don't run until you can walk. Once you're walking through this and you've followed the steps one by one, and we are separating for future people, we're going to separate the MPP plugin install to the theme, because it's all in one little section, and we're going to do install MPP, stop, do anything else, then the theme training, which will make it easier.
Force the system. Susan, we understand we're holding you back from getting ready for work, so if you have to leave, please don't stay longer for us.
I'm going to stay until 9, and then I'll jump out.
This is the thing. By the way, you don't have if you have to jump out, you don't have to say goodbye. You can just wave if you want. It's not one of those training sessions where you must stay to the end. If you have to go, just wave and then disappear. You're quite welcome to. And it's the same as family life gets in the way. If there's something happening, and you have to dive out briefly, you can always turn your camera and mic off, go off and do what you have to do, and come back when you want while we're chatting. It's a really relaxed environment. So we'll say hello, Colin. How are you doing?
How does that sound?
You're sounding perfect, mate. Absolutely perfect. How you had a good week?
Yes, doing fine. Enjoying things so far.
Brilliant. And do you have other work you do as well as, because I know you're doing the DFY themes. So is there other things you do as well, or is this sort of something you want to make your permanent job?
Well, in theory, I'm retired, but
do you ever retire?
I have a few things I do for family and so on, but it's funny. Robert mentioned last week about the amount of money he spent on his own system. Well, I actually have a mass page site system that I've been working on for a couple of years, and it's all done in HTML.
Wow.
But it's much too complicated for me to even let anybody else see it. It's all based on spreadsheets and manipulating text. The only good thing about it is that it gets sort of 97, 98 page speeds when you do it on the PageSpeed Insights. So I'm working on that alongside. I've had Magic Page since day one. Would you believe?
You must have got it on the unlimited deal because I remember Mike Martin. I got in at the start, and that was an unlimited deal back then, which he doesn't offer anymore. It was an okay plug. It was okay, but not great back then. It's amazing now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit embarrassing to say what we've had at that stage, so I'll not say it. So
I know what it is, but I won't say either. Don't worry.
Colin, let me ask you this question. You do not have to answer if you don't want to. But if you were in at the beginning, you should have had multiple MPP sites built.
I should have had, but this is why I joined this group, because I knew that sort of one of the conditions is make it happen. So I'm making this happen alongside working on my own thing. So that's why I'm here. I should have used Magic a long time ago. I actually bought Magic themes around the same time as I started working on my own system, sort of to have as a backup and maybe to learn a few things from it, but I never got into it. So now I'm into it. I mean, literally, this is the first mass page site I built this week.
That's fantastic. And you are the reason, and Don is the reason, and probably Henry's the reason. I'm not sure about Henry's story, and Dave is the reason, and I don't know about Dale, but he's probably the reason too. All of us have been in this for so long that we couldn't get it figured out, because I posted that this morning, and I wasn't trying to pick on anybody, but it's do it this way and do it that way, and he said this, and you got to do this first, and just the minify thing alone for me was an absolute confusion ball of mess. And Lynn probably doesn't even know what that is yet, and she's going to be taught what it is. So do not worry, Lynn. It's one of these things that helps hide the website from looking like it's a Magic Page website. But
yeah, I mean, in layman's terms, right? If everyone installed the Magic Page plugin, that they own it. Let's say there's 50,000 sites out there with the Magic Page plugin on it. Google will go, well, hello, that's the same plugin. It builds mass pages. Oh, we'll shut you down. And it hides that plugin. That's what it pretty much does. It hides the plugin, so no one knows it's there, not even Google. So that's so the moment you press that minify button, it renames the plugin. So when our themes go to install, they go, well, you haven't installed the plugin, it's not there. And that's what it's doing. So that's why all the training we got coming up next week, do as we do. Don't play around with anything you're not sure about. If there's something you really want to know about that intrigues you, put it in the group, tag me and Robert. We will either say we're coming to that, or yes, we hadn't thought about that. We'll do a video on it. The cool thing about the founders group is we're going to keep adding training going on for months. So there'll be extra golden nuggets in the future that's going to come into the group that you'll go, oh, I didn't think of that. And the ultimate thing, we can't guarantee that anyone's going to make any money out of this, because we're not you, but I'm going to be doing case studies where I'm phoning up local businesses to sell the websites to them on a monthly plan in the UK. So I'm going to prove to you this works just out the box, just doing that. Then probably a little bit further down the line, maybe a few weeks away yet, I'm then going to look to set a lead gen site up. That takes a little bit longer to do because you have to get it being found locally to get calls coming in. So I'll show the fast track how I make money, and then you can make your own decision if you want to do that or move onto the lead generation side. So it's super exciting. But let's say hello to Dale. How you doing, Dale? I'll let him unmute himself.
There he is.
We can't hear you, mate. I don't know if your mic's not plugged in.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
There he is.
You had a good week.
I did.
How you finding things? All right?
Yeah, I'm progressing pretty good. Just coming along. I enjoyed the training, and like a few others, I've had the plug-in for a while.
Mm.
We're all guilty. Don't worry about it, Dale. We're all guilty. We buy things. We use some. We don't use others. And it's okay. And you know, if anything, the 9 people sitting right here right now have all done it. And because we're here and we went through this grief, that's why Stephen and I put this together in the first place, because I said it's just wrong. It's absolutely just wrong. And now what we did, if you think about all the grief that you guys have been through with building this stuff and not understanding it, we just saved Lynn a year of her time. She doesn't even know that yet, but we just saved her a year of time and frustration.
I think it's near a year and a half, Robert, because when I first spoke to you, it'd been about a year and a half, but when you've been struggling.
I can only speak for me. I'm going to say it's a year and a half, but for others, they're way smarter than I am. They can do it in 6 months, or they can do it in 3 years. It doesn't matter. The thing is, when you're constantly bombarded by different signals, you can't get a straight course to go here to here. And you know, Stephen and I, that is like a passion, like I can't believe. He knows. I got so fired up about that because it bothered me so much that they're doing this to people day in and day out. Just the noise, and it's across the internet. Don't get me wrong, it's across the internet, and they're going to sell you stuff that you just don't need. Period. That doesn't work. And you have stuff that does work. Mass Page plugin is awesome, but if you can't get the basics and get a site built, you're never going to get anywhere. And that's where we all are. We couldn't get that basic site built because we couldn't understand it. So
you know, and the cool thing about what we're doing, and like Robert, I mentored Robert for quite a while, and then it was just him saying to me, there's got to be an easier way than this. And that's where the penny dropped, and we started talking more and then putting our heads together to produce DFY Magic themes. But the exciting thing now is the fact that once they're built and we've gone through all the training and we've got a few more weeks to go with the main training, when you're at the end point, you understand it better, and you can even then go in and see what the site's doing and go, actually, I know what that code is. I know what this is doing. I know what that's doing. When you haven't got a clue in the first place, right? And the thing is, I've spoken to so many people who've gone, I don't get it. I must be stupid. You're not stupid, right? It's the fact it's complicated unless someone shows you step by step by step. Keep it super simple. Then at the end of it, you go, yes, I do get it. Oh, now I can do that. Now I can do that. Now I can do that. And you guys are going to become the experts. Seriously, the founders in the group are going to become the experts, because when we bring more people in the future, we'd love you guys to be in there to help other people and advise them and put little notes in going, yes, I did that, or I made that little mistake, you know, boom, boom, boom. And it's amazing. You all right, Susan?
I just wanted to say, no, I wanted to say something before I left. I was just explaining to my husband why I get emotional. Why this has been such an important step for me in participating in this group. I've been doing internet marketing for close on 10 years, I think, and definitely been, the shiny object syndrome. And I've had the MPP plugin for at least a year. And I've built a site, but it is so difficult when you don't know what you don't know, and you do things and something doesn't work and you don't know what it is that you've done that it has caused it not to work. And the value of having your backup has been such a confidence booster, and it's made me appreciate that I can do this because I've got help.
You can do it, and the thing is, I've made mistakes with when I first learnt Magic Page plugin. I was making mistakes all the time. I put my hand up to it, but the thing is, the experts who teach you don't ever tell you that. They go, look at me, I'm amazing.
Simple.
It's so easy to do. Sometimes even I overlook things. A good example this week was the theme, and tomorrow there's going to be a video going out about a menu issue. The menu at the moment, when you click on the home button, it goes to our page. We've got a video going out in the group on Monday, which will show you very simply how to change that and explain about the menus at the same time. So I overlook that, and I'm meant to be an expert. I'm only an expert because I know the plugin. I've messed around with it. I've broken it.
Yeah.
When they were upgrading it, I broke it, and I told Keith and Mike, I broke it, And so, but the thing is, I'll tell you why I'm so passionate about what I do for you guys, right? I grew up from my school life being dyslexic, and I got called dumb by teachers, and that as a kid's a big confidence, really hits you hard.
Yeah.
No one in life is dumb. Everyone's at different levels in their life when it comes to whatever job you do. I couldn't be a brain surgeon. I wouldn't have a first, but if I wanted to be a brain surgeon, there are people out there that will show me how to be that brain surgeon. And it's the same with anything. Anyone can learn this if they're shown the right way. And Susan, I'm so chuffed for you, to hear that it's such a confidence boost, and I love your emotion. Don't ever apologize about getting upset. I get upset myself with things,
My kids call me Rudolph because my nose gets red when I get teary.
But isn't it, put your hand up if you feel over this week, right, that you've been in a situation where you've had those light bulb moments and realize you can actually do this. Put your hand up if if you've realized you can actually do it. And that's the thing with, and when you guys put in the comments, done, right? I'm not on camera, but I'm here jumping up and down going, yes, because I'm so chuffed that you guys are doing the work. We're giving them the tools to do the work, but you guys are taking action. You guys are just really hitting it hard. And that is what's so exciting about this,
It's really good knowing that other people are doing the same thing at the same time, and that we're pacing in little bite-sized chunks rather than going, oh my goodness, I've got a week and I have to build a whole site, and then starting the process and falling over somewhere and not knowing why you fell over. That's hard.
We have to stop talking because Steve's here and we don't want to talk about him.
Evening, Steve Dimmock. How you doing?
I got something. I want to say something because I know Susan has to leave. It's people like you. It's people like all of you that come in here and work on this and know that the support is there. And I don't want to say it was a mistake. I'm going to say it was this. Stephen and I were put up against a wall. We had to make a decision. Should we give Elementor versions of the first websites, or should we just bite the bullet, make it happen, and fix it from the beginning? And that's what we had to do. And we said it's the right thing to do, no matter what it takes. And we're still working on it. There's some of them that are not quite done. So we missed stuff from the developers to us, like that link. The first time go around, we were able to go through that website for a month and a half and just do all we wanted and test everything. This time we got it back and I don't even think we had a day.
The way it worked, Robert, was literally we'd invited everyone in for the founders. All 5 sites were working fine. Elementor did an update. Magic Page plugin did an update, and it was literally 3 days before we were actually going to launch the training that all the sites were broke. Right, and so instead of just going, oh well, then maybe we'll give them back their money, maybe we won't. We went, no, we're going to get the developers straight on this to convert them into Gutenberg. We're going to make these work. They're going to be even better than before. And not only that, we'll work through it. Now, the good news is I had a note tonight, the gardening theme will be added to your members area, fingers crossed, tomorrow. So there'll be an extra theme in there. And then the others are going to be done over the next couple of weeks while we test them and make sure they're reliable. But the thing is, if anything goes wrong, right, as Susan will say, right, you tag me. If you don't want to share your domain name in the group, that's fine. Just tag my name or Robert's name, and we'll jump in and have a look between Monday and Friday, because I always have a life at the weekend. I try to with the family. And so I'll hop in and we'll help you with an issue. And I'll always try and fix it. If it's an ongoing issue, the devs will jump in and look at the system and say why. And I know one or two people have had minor issues, and I've got them noted. And I'm gonna go in and see what went wrong for them, why it went wrong, and we're gonna fix it. And these products are going to be looked after for months to come. That's the cool thing. But very, very quickly, what I want to do, I want to ask how Steve Dimmick's week's been. Then we're going to say goodbye to everyone on Facebook. If people on Facebook want to join in, you have to go to dfimagicthemes.com/live. It's an open group. You just come in, have a chat. It's not all about the themes. All the people in here are founders. You can just come in and talk about anything. You can ask a question if you want. It doesn't matter. But how's your week, Steve?
It's been going great. Yeah. Not sleeping very much.
You're doing long hours as well, aren't you?
Just too many things to pursue, too many opportunities with what we guys are doing, with what we're building here. It's like, okay. Yeah.
Well, we're going to say goodbye to Facebook and get all the golden nuggets from Steve Dimmock right now and the others. And next week we'll be back on again. Live as well. So say bye Facebook and YouTube. Everyone wave. You're all gonna